I'm now 5 months into trading, so I'm going to give you a rundown of where we're at with the overall P&L over the last 5 months and a couple of lessons that I've learned so far, as well as the main thing that I'm really focusing on at the moment that's going to improve my trading and the amount of money that I'm making from my trading drastically, that if you're thinking about starting trading or you're already trading so far, will also be something that's going to apply to you as well. So, getting the bad bit out the road, I'm currently $3,500 down over the last 5 months, and that's a combination of prop firm accounts that I've purchased. I have had some payouts, so adding the payouts in there to a net loss, and then mainly the live accounts. I had a couple of small live accounts that I doubled and then got ahead of myself and increased my risk and ended up losing a bit of money on the live accounts. But I would say largely things are going well in terms of my trading is getting better and better. But there's one thing that's very apparent to me now. I'm now more patient overall. I'm able to, I'm chipping away. My green days are stacking up, but then I'll have an off day where that off day will lead to, a tilt, and I'll end up losing, weeks of progress in that day. So that is the main problem that I'm trying to solve in my trading at the moment. And obviously you implement rules. So prior to now having focus on this, there was already a rule in place that I was just breaking, right? So I'm able to trade to 2 net losses per day. If I get 2 net losses, I'm just going to close the computer. But now that I know that's the main problem that I'm battling, it's much easier to accept that when it happens. So if I look at the last funded account that I had with Lucid, if we look at this funded account, I think I passed the challenge in like a day, which I'm no longer applying because I really want to minimize the amount of accounts that I'm loaning with these prop firms now. I'm very aware that I've spent, just under $3,500, $3,493. And that's enough for me to be down. I'm ready to make some money from this now, so I'm taking it, not that I wasn't taking it as serious, but I'm not willing to spend another $3,500 to try to get money out of these prop firms. So in order to do that, I think I need to slow down to speed up. So these base hits of just 1 to 1 hour, ideally 1 to 2 hour, I really want my winning trades to be slightly more than my losing trades, so that if I have 1 loss and 1 win in a day, it's still a green day. So if we look at this account here, starting with $438 in profit, you'll see that most of my days are between $200 and $400 profit, and that's pretty consistent, over the whole month that I traded the account. But you'll see on the 24th was my first big red day. That's negative 1,236, and it's that amount because the max daily loss limit on that funded account is 1,200. And if you've still got the $200 drawdown available the next day, you'll obviously only be able to lose 800. But if that 800 was available on that day on the 24th, for sure, I would have used it. So I like the fact on the Lucid funded accounts, you have that in place to kind of save you if it does happen, but I still find it very difficult to recover from psychologically. And if it's not something that I can stop myself, then I might as well throw in the towel now, because I'm not going to be able to trade a big live account with the opportunity that one day I have a bad day and all my money disappears from it, right? So it's a strange thing. If you think you're immune to that, you're definitely not. And there's a lot of variables in there too, because obviously you have losses on other days and they don't affect you in that way. I've noticed that if I come away from my rules, I find it more difficult to stay in the trade. And if I lose that trade, it's even more, there's frustration with losing the trade because you shouldn't have been in it in the first place. So that's one trigger. So really sticking to my trading plan is one thing that will help me accept losses. Because if I stick to the trading plan and I take the same trades over and over, I know it's just a numbers game. And on my edge, there's a probability that I'm going to end up profitable. That's how trading works, right? So if I moved on to the next day, I traded my way out of that $1,200 loss, and I ended up with $2,400 in profit on the account, and I needed a 2,100 buffer. So I traded my way out of the buffer. And then I was starting to get excited, and when I got excited, I tilted because I only needed one winning trade, and that would have got me my first payout on that account. So I think I was at 2,400. I can withdraw 500 after 2,500 in profit, and I think what I did on the 13th there was I said to myself, don't know why, but I was like, I'm going to double the risk today, get a 1 to 2 hour, and then I'm going to just withdraw my 1,000. I'll still be at the buffer, and then I'll keep trading from there, and I'll take the risk back down. Obviously, you know what happened. I lost the trade, then I got impatient, I chased the same trade again, boom, and just started losing, had a couple of winners, but the whole thing was just chaos. And before you know it, you've hit your max daily loss limit that at that time was a bit more than the 1,200 because I was over the buffer. Obviously I had that bad day. I came back the next day with a bit more of a level head, but hadn't made peace with the loss yet. And the day after that, I just unfocused. Had a big trade. I just was chasing that loss again. And you can't trade numbers, man. You need to trade probabilities. It's so important just to trade your process. But in theory, if I remove these big days, right, and I was trading on that account about a $200 risk. So if my max losses on those days were $400, based on my current system, I'm now trading $300 on the current challenge that I'm in. But with the funded stage, if I'm trading $200 a trade, the $2,000 drawdown, and I'm only allowed 2 losses per day, it's only $400 losses. So there instantly I'm up $2,000 still on that account. I'd for sure have payouts, and the rest of the game is just probabilities. So I've gone into in fact, following this, I busted 2 accounts back to back, 3 accounts back to back. I bought 2 in one day, 1 on the next day, and I was just full porting them, trying to get the challenge phase. And that caused me to reset at the end of last week. I've come into this week just going, look, this is going to take time, and that's okay. But I know I've got a profitable edge if I can remove the big red days from my trading. So that's getting the lion's share of my focus. And I think if you do, like a post-mortem on your own trading and you look at your performance, you might identify the same anomalies. And if you get rid of those big red days, maybe you've already got a profitable trading system. And so there's positives to draw in this. In order to get to that stage, you need to do a $3,000 profit, and then you need a $2,500 profit on your funded account. Doing both of those things means you're up 5. So you've traded a $5,500 profit in trading, and that's where we were. And those are the facts, and that gives you a lot of positivity going into the future with trading. Knowing that profits are there, and this is just a journey of where you're fighting yourself more than anything else. The rest of it, you just need to get out of the way and execute your system and process, and you're going to learn more and more over time. So in theory, you should be better at managing yourself and better at executing trades over time. So that's where we're at. We're still in the red, but I think things are going to change for the better over the next sort of couple of months. We're at end of May, end of July. I'm expecting a couple of payouts, and ideally at the end of July, if I was back break even by then, with 5 accounts linked that are funded, I'd be sitting pretty. So that's the kind of aim for the trajectory. But if the time comes and I'm focusing on something else then and still try to win, then that's great. I know I'm in this game for the long term. Like, I'm in real estate here in Dubai, and I'm sitting doing cold calls and doing client meetings at all time of the day. My phone's going off left, right and centre, and there's not a lot of joy in it, to be honest. So I think trading, if I can crack it, just like you, gives you the freedom, geographical freedom, financial freedom, and time. Man, if you're able to make even $5,000 a month from trading, that's going to, pay a few bills and give you a lot of options to do with the rest of your time, where maybe you can find something else that, is a bit more of a cup filler rather than just the money earner, right? So we'll see how the next couple of months go, but that's the update for the time being. I'll see you in the next one.